Hey, what's up, Rainbow Six people? Um, Not really involved in the game anymore, but I was helping out a friend make, this Scrim tracker. Could make it a game day tracker as well by adding some different, tracking features if you wanted to track between game days and Scrim days, or could make a whole separate game day one. But anyway, gist is that that you're gonna fill out this form here, your coach, your analyst, while the game is live or after in a VOD review, whatever. Um, so you'd pick whatever month the map is happening. We can see once I click the drop down, all the months are here. Then you can pick the map, depending on whatever maps are in the pool. That would have to be updated and such, but you can pick whatever map, and then in here you can pick attack defense, whatever site belongs to that map. So for example, you can see that these are the sites for consulate, but if I were to change to clubhouse, now you can see that the map or the sites now match clubhouse, and then it would be the same for any map. So border matches the sites for border, right? So I'll go back to consulate just because we have this infos here saved. If you won or lost a round, opening kill, opening death, who the player was that had that entry. So if there was a trade, so we got a death here, so we say yes, and then who was the player, Samson, and then you can see over here that updated in the trade column. So anyway, tracks all the way through. So I stopped. So like if we see, if just so you guys can see it. So I set up the first rounds to be up to 7 to be automatically filled in, because you're always going to probably play 7 rounds, whether it's a game day or scrim. But I don't know, depending on what you're playing, if you're going to go past that point. So anyway, so we could do defense, and you see it automatically fills up all the way into the round 7 column here. And then after that, you would just have to, do your stuff moving forward from that point. But I try to automate as much as possible. So that pretty much sums up that portion. So this portion, all you would be filling in is these sections here. The rest is automated. So if I say 5 and 7, you can see it updates. Anyway, so that's cool. Then if they get a 1vx, you can put a 1. If they get a 2 plants, whatever, doesn't matter. And then down here in the cost table, you would just be filling in, so you get your cost percentage. And so what's it called? We could do, it doesn't matter. You can see it's color coded, so based on the percentage where it's going to be. I guess we need to add around, so you can see that there's a yellow in there. Whatever. Lose. Okay. So now you can see, because there's the extra round, we can get in the yellow category. Okay, so that pretty much sums up this section. So once we're finished, we would hit this button, save and clear data. And that data is going to save over into this table here. So what's going to happen is, just so you guys can see, I marked where we currently are. So once I do the save and clear data, you'll see that the next row will be added here. And then same thing on this and the player table, right? So we'll go over here, hit save and clear data. So now we see we have a fresh sheet for the next map, and so on, right? And then down here we're going to go down. So see, this is where we were. Now it's added into there. Same thing. This is where we were, and then it added in, sorry, I think we were up here, added in those ones. And then this table is the player table, and so we can see we were here, and now we have 5 new entries, right? So that's what that does. So then at that point, now we can have our, I just made it real basic. I didn't try to get fancy and make nice graphs or anything like that, because it was just kind of for fun. But anyway, so this is tracking your overall starting side. So like when you start on attack, how many times you win, how many times you lose, and since the scrim's probably gonna have draws, and then same thing over here. Um, how many times you start on defense, win, lose, etc., and then percentages. Then you have map win, lose percentages. So border's really bad. Anyway, and then you have your averages for split side. So what your split score is based on the average. So I guess I could break that more down into attack defense. This is just an overall. On average when they play border, they only win 2 times on the split and lose 4. Etc. So then the last thing is on this side anyway, is your plant percentage, how often your team is planting and diffusing. And then up here, so right now we're looking at Chalet for August, but if we wanted to look at Consulate, we're still looking at August, but okay, now we want to see September, Skyscraper, October. So you can see everything is updating on its own. That's the map stats. Player stats, still try to, like I said, try to keep it simple. But anyway, so you have average map stats here. So for the player Samson, this is their average stats across all the games tracked by map. And, we're looking at month, obviously. So then here is your total kills, total deaths, um, total entry score, so we can see that Samson is really terrible at entry on Chalet. Total opening and deaths by map. That's actually not true. It's just total opening kills and deaths. And then you have your total average cost of all players here. So that way you can kind of look at your costs, your average cost on the maps, and then see how you're averaging compared to your other players. And then I thought this map, or this radar graph, was pretty cool. It's summing up your kills and deaths by map. So you can see that, Chalet and Border are really strong. But anyway, if we change players, and let's say September, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so it's showing some of it's updating, but you're getting your overall stats. But we can see that Birdman changes, so you can see how the data is changing as I click through. So anyway, it's a good way to identify, especially here we can identify like what's where we weak for this player, where they weak out on what map for entries or whatever. Same thing, we can see for total kills and total deaths. Cafe's pretty good, Oregon's pretty even, Border is really bad, right? So, just a quick breakdown. Thank you for your time. Try to make it pretty quick. Have a nice day.